Bob Winters at Sanctuary Lakes. We are on Skeleton Creek at the present moment. Lots of noise.
Yes, lots of noise, mostly frogs this time of night, but quite a few of the birds are flying home to rest and sleep for the night. So there's always some sort of action occurring here.
Bob, down here at Skeleton Creek, what are the main birds that you see here?
Well, there's a lot of water birds, particularly animals like ducks and waders, some of the migratory waders, some of the permanent. We've got lots of egrets and herons, and the list goes on. I've seen about 118 different species between the lake and Skeleton Creek and in gardens.
And this is an area where you do see a lot of birds either at the end of the day or in the morning?
Yeah, the morning's really good for birds, and depending on the season, you'll see in some of the most birds early in the morning, but in the colder times you'll see them more during the day as well.
People at Sanctuary Lakes who want to come and have a good bird watch, Skeleton Creek would obviously be one of the areas.
You just need to go for a nice gentle stroll down the creek. There's ponds, there's a creek, there's quite a few trees and grasslands.
What are a couple of the tips for people who are actually bringing their children down to have a look? What do you need to think about before you come?
Don't bring a ball along because a bouncing ball will scare the birds. Just walk along quietly. If you have a pair of binoculars, that's good. And the main thing is to start by listening where the calls are coming from and look for any movement. And a bird, it doesn't matter how bright it is, if it's sitting there in the reeds and it doesn't move, it'll be pretty hard to spot.
Bob, you've got some binoculars there, obviously. If we wanted to get a pair of binoculars for the children, what sort would we get?
Well, these are a little bit too large. Get a nice little pair of little ones, but you will need to be gentle. The little ones can be quite good. They're a bit cheap, but you drop them once or twice and that'll be the end of them.
Now, Bob, the other thing is that I wanted to ask you, what's your favourite bird that you see here at Skeleton Creek?
Along here would have to be the Latham snipe. They breed in Japan and they go absolutely crazy there for about 3 months. They spend at least 6 months over here at Skeleton Creek, and here they're totally secretive.
And so how far would they fly in from?
I think it's about 5,000 or 6,000 kilometres. They probably do it in about 2 hops. So it takes about 3 weeks for them to get here.
Now tell us about the redneck stint. I mean, that comes a little bit further, doesn't it?
It's the smallest. It's up in Siberia. It's about the size of a sparrow, and at that size they lose about 40% of their weight from the time they leave Siberia till they get here. They only breed up there. As soon as they can get away from the place, they do.
And they come down here. We've been told on occasions that they're extremely rare, but we seem to have hundreds and thousands of them here.
Well, it's actually the most numerous of all the waders, but they are really tiny and unbelievable just how such a tiny little animal can fly such an unbelievable distance.
Do you have some here? Have you had some on your porch or in your backyard?
No, they like to stand in the mud.
They're mud standers.
Yeah, so you really need the creek to dry up a bit for them to have some mud to run around on.
Bob Winters, thanks once again from your report from Sanctuary Lakes and Bird Watching.